Hello, hello, hello. I am Jami Jo from Jami Jo Sells Wax, and I have a fragrance company where I have partnered with Scentsy Fragrance for over 14 years now. I have been working with Scentsy products since October of 2008, and I was a customer even before that. So I have been working with these products for quite a long time. I found Scentsy and started using Scentsy while I was a classroom school teacher in public schools. I fell in love with Scentsy because they were safe enough to have in my classroom, around my kids in my classroom, also around my family and my pets. They absolutely worked. Scentsy products have the strongest fragrance and the longest lasting fragrance of any wax product I have ever tried before. And I really fell in love with Scentsy because of its affordability. I am often called a frugal Franny, and I like to always get the best deal. So Scentsy has the best punch for the money, the biggest bang for your buck, whatever you want to say, whatever little phrase you want to use. It's the best product for the money you're going to spend. So I absolutely love Scentsy fragrance. Now, I am often asked, what is the best Scentsy fragrance in this category? What's the best Scentsy fragrance for this? So I have quite a few videos for you guys to tell you guys my 6-pack picks for different categories of fragrance. And that's exactly what we have today. These are my 6-pack picks for the best citrus Scentsy fragrance. Now, I always do a 6-pack pick because with Scentsy products, when you buy 5 of the smaller consumable items, you get the 6th for free. So the bars are one of our smaller consumable items. So anytime that you buy 5 of those, you get the 6th for free. So anytime I make scent or fragrance suggestions, you are always going to find me suggesting them in a 6-pack. So today we are talking about citrus scents and the best Scentsy citrus scents. So I am starting out with I could not talk about citrus fragrances without talking about Sunkissed Citrus. Now this is just your basic citrus scent. To me, it's straight orange. Now, Scentsy says it's a collection of oranges, lemons, limes, and grapefruit. But when I smell this, it's orange. It's citrus. It's anything that's ever been citrus fragranced. This is it. Sunkissed Citrus is, in my opinion, one of our strongest fragrances that we have. Definitely one of the strongest citrus fragrances that we have. I sell a lot of Sunkissed Citrus to pet owners and also smokers because it's just a strong, clean, and fresh fragrance. And it doesn't, like a lot of fragrances, if you're mixing them with pet smells or smoke smells, it just gets really nasty. But citrus is one of those that's just a clean, fresh fragrance, and it can overpower most things. So Sunkissed Citrus is a must-have if you're talking about the best citrus fragrances in our products. Now, the next one, Blue Grotto. This one came out a couple years ago, and I have heard from many people that it reminds them of a candle. I believe it's called Capri by Volcano Candles, or maybe it's Volcano by Capri Candles. I'm not really sure, but I've heard from a lot of my customers that this fragrance smells like that. So it's a mixture of tropical notes, citrus, and lush botanicals. To me, it's just a fresh, clean fragrance. It does have that citrus, but it has that fresh and clean on top of it. Now, Blue Grotto has been a favorite of mine in many, many, many of our products. We used to have it in our Scentsy Soak, and it was to die for in that. Also, we've had it in cleaning products and a lot of other things. So Blue Grotto, definitely one of our top selling citrus fragrance, but a favorite of a lot of my customers as well. Now this third one, again, I could not talk about citrus fragrances without talking about coconut lemongrass. Coconut lemongrass is my all-time favorite fragrance for my kitchen. Now this personally is not a fragrance that I would put all over my house, but to me, it smells like a clean kitchen. That's why I love warming it in my kitchen warmer. It's just so bright and in your face. I mean, it's called coconut lemongrass, so you can pretty much figure out what's in it. I was looking at my list to make sure there wasn't anything else in it, but it is just coconut and lemongrass. So, aptly named, coconut lemongrass. Super, super bright, cheery, noticeable, and a yummy, yummy, clean scent. Now, those three were my like, oh, I'm definitely gonna have to talk about these three if I'm talking about citrus fragrances. My next three were a little bit trickier to choose. We have tons of citrus fragrances out in the summertime, so it was kind of hard for me to narrow it down to just 6 bars. Those first three, I knew I had to do. Tough time picking the next three, but I did. So, number 4 is Paradise Punch. Now, I chose Paradise Punch because so many of my customers purchase it. It is a mixture of oranges, lemon juice, acai berry, hopefully I'm saying that correct, and star fruit. So, I mean, I couldn't tell you what an acai berry or a star fruit smell like, but evidently this is what they smell like. I think that this smells like Fruit Loop cereal. When you open a box of Fruit Loops, this is the smell that comes out of the box. So if you love the smell of Fruit Loop cereal, you're gonna love Paradise Punch. So I do love that fragrance. The next one I picked was Tangerine Creamicle. Now this is like a throwback to the Ice Cream Man and the orange dreamsicle that I used to get when the Ice Cream Man would come by, but it's just a little bit creamier, almost like, to me, a little bit of like a cake fragrance on top of that orange dreamsicle, because instead of orange, it has the tangerine. So tangerine, mango, and vanilla swirl. I love this because it's sweet, but still citrusy and light and bright. A lot of the sweeter fragrances kind of tend to give me a headache, but this one, even though it has that sweet undertone, it's still real enjoyable for me to smell all the time. And then I'm going to round out the collection with Havana Cabana. Now, it's a toss-up on Havana Cabana. Does it smell like a pina colada, or does it smell like sunscreen? But maybe both of those smell the same, and that's why I can't figure out what it smells like, because it smells like both of those to me. It is pineapples, oranges, bananas, and berries. So if you love a fun, fruity, citrusy summer drink, or if you love the smell of suntan lotion, Havana Cabana is for you. Now, I'm often asked, why do you pop the bar out like that when you do a sniff test? And there's a couple different reasons that I do that. Scentsy has chosen to use paraffin wax for their wax melts. There's a couple reasons for that, but one of them is because paraffin wax has the highest scent loading ability. That means that Scentsy can put the most fragrance oil in paraffin wax, and that's why they choose it. So they're using the paraffin wax, they're putting 2 things in here, the fragrance and the color. And then the bars are stored like this in the warehouse. So the heaviness of those oils is going down to the bottom of the bars. That's why when I do a sniff test, I turn them upside down and I smell the bottom of the bar. Now, that explains why I do that, but why do I tell you this? I tell you that to let you know that when you are storing your Scentsy bars, the best way to store them is just like this. So when those oils do get a little heavy, they can go right back down into the wax. If you store them like this or like this, it can become quite a mess if the bar gets a touch too warm, or if it just sits for a while and those oils start settling, they could possibly start dripping out. Which doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the bar. It simply means that Scentsy has loaded that wax with so much oil that it can't quite hold it all. So that's one of the reasons that Scentsy is one of the best wax melts on the market. Guys, this is my 6-pack pick for citrus Scentsy fragrances. So if you are a lover of citrus or you just want some bright summer cheery fragrances, those are the ones to get. You can get them 2 different ways. You can jump over to JamiJoSellsWax.com and place your order there, or you can always shoot me a text at 918-888-9690. If you want to get a little fun smell mail pack in the mail, text me the word samples, just the word samples, to that same phone number, 918-888-9690. Guys, my name is Jami Jo. I'm here to make your nose happy and help you pick the best citrus Scentsy fragrances.